My name's James. Started seeing Dr. Lipinski in November of 25. Had ongoing vertigo symptoms and couldn't figure out what was causing them. I went through, all the other, doctors, PT, even an ENT, and nobody could figure out what was the cause or how could we fix it. I play a lot of pickleball, and it was affecting that game a lot. So it's, especially, with vertigo, especially if somebody would hit what we call a lob. So I'm having to look up into the sky, or even looking down would really affect me and kind of set me off on a dizzy spell, which, as you could imagine, pickleball is a very quick, on your feet, balanced sport. I play competitively, tournaments at least once a month, and just love the game. And that's my life, right? These days, that's where my family is. And I would have to literally lay down in the courts sometimes in the middle of a tournament and do the Epley maneuver, if everybody knows what that is, and which wouldn't really even cure me, but it would at least kind of get rid of the worst dizzy spells and kind of get me where I could still play. Going into the first adjustment, leading up to it, everybody was very professional, very educated. I liked, the things that are on the walls, the things that the posters said and the infographics said, made me pretty hopeful. Then I had my first adjustment and wasn't expecting, I was expecting to have to come back, lots of times before I would ever feel anything. But literally instantaneously, I got up from the table and my vertigo that nobody could figure out was gone. Sure, it comes back really minor now and again, but after, seeing Dr. Lipinski, I can look up, down, sideways, I can spin around and do whatever, and it doesn't come back. Literally since that first day, my life has been completely back to normal, the way it used to be. Recently, the way you kind of set yourself up in skill level is, 1 through 5, right? 1 being the beginner and 5 being, pretty much a pro. So I had always played in the 3 to 4 range, but as of late, since Dr. Lipinski and the team here have fixed me up, my teammate and I have been able to move up to the 4-0, which is 4-0 to 4-5, and we've got a gold, a silver, and a bronze in that level, and it's only upward and onward from here. Yeah. So obviously I speak to a lot of people, and I know that anybody in the pickleball world that suffers from vertigo in this area moving forward knows where they're should be coming. But I thought about my own son. He's a preemie. He's a 2-pound 3-ouncer, and along with a lot of other things, his gait has been off this entire life, just because he was so small, and walking without hopping or whatever you want to call that is a visual learning thing. So he never actually really learned to adjust when he's walking with it, whether it be his lifting or lowering his calf or whatever. So it's kind of one of these, up and down. And so I said, I got to get him down here to look at this, because we've had other people look at him, and they haven't been able to do anything. But I just knew right away, based on my experience, that Dr. Lipinski could fix that. And so you guys measured him out, and he was off by quite a bit. I can't remember the exact numbers, but off by a lot more than I was, when it comes to the length of my feet and the degrees that my neck was off. And after one session with Dr. Lipinski and many follow-ups, my son's gait's like almost perfect, and he walks, flat, doesn't hop when he hits that weak leg or whatever. It's helping him out when he works out at the gym and everything else. Unfortunately, he can't communicate as well as we'd like to the other benefits that he's gotten from it, but he seems, really happy, sleeping well, and walking well. So yeah, I would say, if you deal with any dizziness, equilibrium issues, dizziness, vertigo issues, I would recommend them come here because I've tried everything else and nothing else seems to work. The bottom line is if that brain stem isn't perfectly aligned, then your body can't communicate with itself to correct itself, and that's exactly what he did for me, and nothing's worked better. And I'm glad I found him, and been great ever since.